Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and joining me once again is Chris Henney, President and CEO of the Ohio Agribusiness Association. Chris, thanks for joining us once again.
Hey, thanks, Dan. It's always my pleasure. Enjoy your show and appreciate you having me.
Well, we appreciate what you guys do for the Ohio Agribusiness here in the Buckeye State. And more importantly, this is a very important event, this conference that you have every year. Aside from COVID, it's nice to be back and seeing people face to face again, right?
Yes, it is. So this is the second year we've been back in person. This conference is a great opportunity for our members to come together, not only learn stuff through the sessions, but also do a lot of networking. So customers can see each other, the suppliers, just a lot of different relationships are developed and maintained here.
Educationally speaking, you have some great speakers every year. Of course, today, the day that we're here, we're talking about safety, but let's talk about some of the people that are here working with you and providing some of those seminars for you.
Well, we've got all kinds of great folks, Dan. We have Economic Outlook tomorrow. We've got a fertilizer-specific outlook on Thursday morning. We also have the President and CEO of Jobs Ohio, J.P. Nassif, with us on Wednesday afternoon. And then those are some of the general sessions. The breakout sessions then are on all kinds of different topics, from spray application to grain merchandising, to you name it, whatever affects our agribusiness members.
Yeah, it's more than just an educational opportunity. It's also a trade show. So you have a lot of business partners, too, that help support it and get this going and having it available every year for your business partners. So why don't we talk about those guys?
Yeah, we're so fortunate to not only have some great conference sponsors. Special call out to TAM Systems. We appreciate their support new this year, but also all of our exhibitors that come year in, year out. And we took a little hit with the pandemic, but now we're back to full capacity with our exhibitors, and we really appreciate all of them.
Communication is probably the most important thing when it comes to an organization like yours, and you can't do it alone. You got some new people that are in the office, so why don't we talk about some of the new people that are working, especially in the communications area?
Yeah, so we have a couple of new folks this year. Last year, we've had a great team for a long time, and several of them had great new opportunities to move on to. This year, we've got a great new person in our Director of Nutrient Management and Ag Policy position, Aaron Heilers, and Director of Communications and Member Experience, Lauren Prettyman. So we're fortunate to have both of them join the team this past year. And then Janice Welsheimer, our Director of Education and Professional Development. She is the queen of the conference, as I like to say, and oversees all of this. So what a great team I have, Dan, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to recognize them.
You do. Aaron is just comes with a plethora of experience, too, in helping you in that nutrient management program and with policy. And I think he's just going to be a terrific addition to your organization. And, of course, Janice, who could, she wears enough hats, more hats than in any other business that I've ever seen. So she does a great job, too. And Ms. Prettyman is going to be a great communications director for you. Why don't we bring our audience back up to date with who the Ohio Agribusiness Association is and what you guys do. What's the bottom line to all this?
Well, we advocate for all of those companies that provide services and supplies to Ohio's farmers. So traditionally, it was areas like grain, feed, seed, fertilizer, and ag chem companies. And those are still our core members, but we also have a lot of members who we call them associate members, insurance companies, financial institutions, law firms, public relations firms, and a whole lot of businesses in the technology space now, both software and hardware. When we think about these connected tractors, connected combines, et cetera, et cetera. So that's our members, everything from the small mom and pop up to the large multinational company and everything in between, co-ops, independents, you name it. Again, any company that provides services or supplies to farmers.
And these companies, too, have changed. I mean, since you've been with the organization, it's amazing the diversity and the expansion that agriculture has performed here in the Buckeye State. You have to talk a little bit about that. You mentioned a little bit right now, but it's amazing how much this industry has grown.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is we've seen some of our companies through mergers and acquisitions continue to grow much larger. And we've got some of a couple of the top biggest co-ops in the nation here in Ohio. But then also there's space for new, and I've seen entrepreneurial companies in ag retail and ag business filling a niche, filling a space, serving these Ohio farmers. And so to see the growth at all levels is exciting.
And this is probably one of the very few organizations that those businesses, like you said earlier, can network together at an event like this too.
Absolutely. That's one of the main results that we see in our evaluations year after year is while the educational programming is very important to them, the real value is in networking, connecting with those suppliers, those customers. Even some of these larger companies who have employees that are at different branches, being able to bring them to one place and interacting together as well. And again, we have these great sponsors and exhibitors. A shout out to Growmark, our premier sponsor at this conference. So thankful for Growmark continuing to step up big at our OABA conference every year.
Yeah, and these businesses know how important it is for them to be associated with the Ohio Agribusiness Association because of that footprint that you have here in Ohio. Moving forward, where do you see things going for the Ohio Agribusiness Association here over the next year, maybe next couple of years?
Well, we're going to continue to provide really strong education and professional development. Our Women Leading in Ohio Agribusiness program continues to grow. We're very proud of that. This will be our third year in now. So continuing that leadership development as well as the other educational programming, but advocacy also. You know, this year is we're going to write a farm bill, hopefully, if Congress does what they're supposed to do. And we're also working here at the state level. We've got the state biennial budget will be worked on by our state legislature over the next 5 months, 4, 5, 6 months, and we'll be very engaged with that, making sure that the groups like the Ohio Department of Agriculture, our regulatory agency, Ohio State University, Central State, our other land-grant university, all of those continue to get full funding and have the necessary resources to support our industry. Yeah. So a lot of things like that, Dan, and just getting to know this new legislature. We just had an election this past fall.
You know, some of the bigger businesses that you deal with obviously can have a connection with their representatives and politically speaking, but when you're a smaller business involved in the Ohio Agribusiness Association, you know that you have a voice. And so I think that's what's really nice about this organization for those medium or small businesses that want to get involved with you is to know that they have you to be their voice. And that's got to be something that's very important to you as well.
Well, Dan, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you. That's exactly right, and that's what we share with our members, because the whole reason for a trade association or a membership organization is because we have more strength in numbers, and so we can come together and we can advocate on behalf of our members in Columbus, in Washington, D.C., and really make a difference on all kinds of issues, and there's no shortage of issues right now in our industry.
Oh, there's no question about it. There is no short, especially with the Farm Bill coming up. So there's going to be a lot of things happening over the next 12, 24 months. And I wouldn't want to be any place else but with these guys at the Ohio Agribusiness Association. If people want more information, want to be a part, why don't you give them their website? Give them your website again.
Absolutely. So it's oaba.net, www.oaba.net. Easy to find us there. There's contact links. So reach out. And we'd be happy to welcome new members or support and serve our existing members, or really anyone in the industry, Dan.
Yeah. One of the hardest working guys, working for one of the hardest working businesses for agriculture here in the Buckeye State. Chris Henney, President and CEO of the Ohio Agribusiness Association, has been our guest. Chris, as always, thanks again. And we'll be back with more in Ohio Country today right after this.